Oh, another one bites the dust. Man, silly, silly woman. And you're right. You're right. She waited until you took that wall down.
Ex-wife of 4 months asked for open marriage. I filed divorce and made her Ash. Single. She fought to be my girl for 3 months. We dated monogamously for 1.5 years. Was engaged for 1 year. Only for her to be an idiot and we end everything. She worked hard for this and in less than a year, ruined it. First, rigorous gauntlet to be my girlfriend. I met my ex Amelia inside Target, Scottsdale, Arizona. I just moved a year prior, job relocation. I'm a project manager for an engineering firm. Phoenix's location was in need of new managers, and our Tennessee office honestly was overstaffed. I initially turned down the opportunity because I was born and raised in Memphis, and I didn't want to leave familiarity. Other project managers were married and turned down the opportunity as well. The company made me a terrific offer that made it worth it. I took it. Family wasn't happy, but hey, I'm only a flight away. My first year in Arizona, I was not interested in finding love or a companionship. I've always been this way. I have 5 siblings and I'm the only one without children. I'm the youngest. When I met Amelia, she approached me and asked, "Do you guys have any Pillsbury Grande biscuits?" I looked at her then. She said, "Oh my gosh." I'm so embarrassed. "You don't work here, huh?" I said, "No, I don't." In fact, most of the workers here have on red shirts. See, like her over there, and also this person right here in this aisle with us. I could tell she was so embarrassed. She apologized and said, "I'll ask the appropriate person." And she went and asked the Target worker. I kept shopping. We ended up in the same aisle again. And she approached me, telling me her name. Again apologizing. She ended up asking me for my number, and I gave it to her. At the end of the day, I found her very attractive. I just wasn't too pressed. But she made it easy by trying to get with me. She continued perusing and she reached out to me. We talked for about 20 minutes that next evening, setting up a date at Red Robin. Before we got off of the phone, I did let her know what was not going to happen. 1. I don't pay bills of any sort if you aren't my wife. This includes date nights. Her reply was a laugh followed by, "I have my own money. I'm not looking for someone to pay for me. I like that for you, though. I respect it. What else?" 2. I will not date a woman with a child or children. Her reply was, "Okay, another check then. Keep going." 3. I don't like tattoos. I didn't see any visible ones on you, so do you have any anywhere? Her reply was, "Nope, I'd never get a tattoo. Too afraid. Is that it?" 4. I don't want to pursue a woman that's been married before. Have you been? Her reply was, "Nope, never, ever, ever." Next. 5. If you enjoy traveling alone or with friends, that's great because I do it as a single person. If we establish a relationship, meaning we are getting to know each other. Obsessive traveling and girls' trips will trigger a red flag for me. Is that okay with you? Her reply was, "I don't really have time for traveling. And when I finally have time, I have no one to travel with, so I don't go." Okay, well. 6. Also, I don't drink alcohol. Not that I expect you to not drink, but I'm not a fan of excessive drinking. Her reply was, "I drink wine with dinner every once in a while, but that's about it. I've never had a shot in my life, so would you like to know my body count also? I've only been with one man in my life intimately." I didn't ask you that because that's not a question I'd ever ask a woman. Because she'll just lie about it. A woman would never tell the truth about her body count. She said, "So you think I'm lying about sleeping with only one man?" I said yes, but again, I never asked that. Listen, I wanted to be straightforward with you because I don't want you thinking that I all of a sudden changed. I also have very little tolerance for BS. Listen, don't think I'm some robot or something. I love to have a good time. I just lived, and I've learned, so I have rules that I live by. You'll learn more if you stick around." She started laughing and then asked me, "Who the hell do you think you are?" I told her my full name. I won't say here. She then said, "You know what? You must be something special, and you're very protective of yourself." I freaking love that. I shook my head, yeah, and proceeded to tell her to meet me at Red Robin later that week. Before we ended the FaceTime call, she said, "I'm going to crack that wall open, then you're going to see that every woman isn't the same." Talk to you later. We eventually went out, and that started us getting to know each other and going on dates. I guess most will call this dating. During the dating stage, we split every single bill, even when we took a weekend trip together and got a hotel room. She'd Zell me her half. Now, during the dating for about 3 months. For 2 of those months, she claimed that we weren't going to have sex because she wanted to make sure I was the one, saying that she herself has rules and standards as well. I was cool with it. I love sex, but I'm not a horn dog. We slept in the same bed twice before we even had sex. But we finally had sex 3 months into dating, then went into a monogamous stage. For 1.5 years, we were in a committed relationship, and it seemed ever 6 months. She'd ask about marriage, and every time I told her that I wasn't ready and we'll both know when it's time, she'd try harder and harder, for instance. She'd drop subtle hints, avoiding arguments. She gave up a lot. She cooked and cleaned my place for me often. She even washed my car a few times. She got on a strict diet and exercise regimen. She'd even gotten very close to my mom and siblings. Once I heard her crying while on the phone. This was a weekend at my place. She'd stayed over the day she was supposed to leave. I go down to the basement and she's on FaceTime with my mom crying, asking my mom how can she break down this imaginary wall I clearly had up. My mother was telling her to be patient with me and how I am her special baby and I'm a great guy. Once she gains my trust, then things will be much better, but she has to be patient to deal with me. When I overheard her crying like that, I did sit back and started to evaluate myself. Am I being too hard on her? Why am I like this? I started thinking about all the issues I've had in the past with women, specifically. I realized all those relationships shaped me to be the way that I am. I have a hard time trusting, and when I finally start trusting, then boom. I get reminded of why I should never trusted. I had a therapist as a kid from age 8 through 17. I won't get into the details, but what happened to me is also a cause of my trust issues, according to the therapist I had. So not long after that moment, I caught her crying. Amelia told me in the middle of a concert. Well, the band wasn't playing. There was some intermission. Amelia and I stepped outside to talk. Amelia had been crying the whole concert. Not sure if you all are familiar with Men I Trust, a band from Montreal, but I guess the music had Amelia in her feels. The conversation basically went like this. Amelia, tearfully, "Scott, please listen to me. I can't keep holding this in any longer. It's been over a year now, and I love you. I've loved you for so long. I just need to know, are we ever going to take that next step?" Me. Amelia, I know you love me, and I care about you too. But marriage, it's a big decision. I'm not sure if I'm ready yet. Amelia, Scott, I've been patient. I've given you space and time to figure things out, but how much longer can I wait? I want to build a life with you. I want us to be together, truly together. Me, it's not that simple for me. There are things I still need to work through. Career, personal stuff. I don't want to rush into something and then have regrets later. Amelia, she all desperate. But what about me? I'm standing here, ready, willing to face whatever comes with you. Isn't that enough? Don't you see how much I want this? How much I need this? Me, I was going to be a jerk, but something came over me and I chose my words wisely. I do see it, Amelia, and it breaks my heart to see you like this. I I don't want to hurt you by not being the man you deserve. Amelia, but you already are. You just have to believe in us, in what we have. Please, Scott, say you'll marry me. Say you'll take this leap with me. Me. I don't know what to say. I need more time to think. Can you give me that? Amelia, I'll wait, Scott, but I hope you realize soon that what we have is worth fighting for. I love you. I'm going to be completely transparent with you all. That night in the shower, I cried. I realized that I absolutely loved my ex. So that next day, I ordered a ring online. I proposed to her the day I got it. Took about 8 days. I proposed to her in her living room. She cried and swore to me that she'd be the best wife ever. Men, I'm telling you, as soon as you put your guard down with women, that's when they strike, and that's what she did. Being engaged for 1 year, she really turned up the notch as far as being caring and loving. I never had to do anything. She was so happy to have this ring on her finger. She was so happy to marry me. That's what she said. We were to have a great life. We had a lot of fun within the next year of us just being engaged. We seemed to travel more. We went out on more dates, less arguments. Things were great, so I was thinking, man, I'm really doing the right thing, guys. I really thought I was doing it the right way, and I thought I did things right because I vetted her, and I found the one I'll never get cheated on again. I'll never get played again. I'll never be disappointed by another woman. Man, that's what I thought. I thought I did everything right. Turns out that was not the case. So after we married, we went on our honeymoon. It was amazing. Bora Bora, French Polynesia. Every picture we posted on Facebook received so much love. I can truly say I felt so different. I thought all of what I have gone through before with women, it was kind of worth it because it kind of shaped me into this man, to be stern with women, to vet correctly, and I really thought I did that. After the honeymoon, that's when things started to go downhill, little by little. Month 1 post-honeymoon, I'm so tired of cooking. Do you think we make enough money to order pre-cooked meals? Heck, maybe even a chef every once in a while. I replied, saying that we are not hiring a chef and I'm not doing that pre-packaged meal stuff. You don't know what they put in their food. I like home-cooked meals. You've always known that. She says, yeah, I do, but like I've been cooking for you for years. I said, so you didn't enjoy it? She says, yeah, I loved it, but I'm just tired. You know, I do work. Do you want me to stay home? I'd love to be a stay-at-home wife and stay-at-home mother. Speaking of that, when can we start having babies? I told her I wasn't ready to have kids just yet. Maybe another year. Glad I waited, by the way. She was okay with waiting, but she was serious about hiring a cook or something. I said, how about this? We cooked together? Deal. And that was it. Every night we started cooking together. It actually was pretty cool because it was some type of bonding experience. We'd text each other throughout the day talking about what was for dinner. Sometimes we both meet up at the store. We'll stop at opposite stores closer to our jobs and come home and cook a meal together. It was great. I remember once we were going to start a YouTube channel. That never happened. Now, 4 months post-honeymoon. Oh my gosh, do you know my friend Carissa? You've met her a couple times. She was at the wedding anyway. She just posted on Facebook that she's in a polygamy relationship. One of the guys and one of the girls is someone we both know, and I would have never thought that they would do something like this. I replied, oh wow, that's pretty stupid for anybody to want to do that. I'm not sharing my wife. Why would you want to share your husband? My ex says, right, I'd never want to share my man. She acted as if she was so against the idea. I don't know if she was bringing it up at the time just to see how I felt about it. I don't know, but I wish I would have investigated more when she brought that up that same month. A week later, she hits me with the question, honey, sweetie, the love of my life, I want to ask you about something, but I don't want you to get upset with me. I said, oh, wow, what do you want? A new car? Do you want to move into a bigger house? What do you want? What is it? Something you saw on TikTok that you want to buy. Haven't you bought enough stuff on there? She starts laughing and says, No, it's not that, I promise. It's not about spending money, okay? I said, All right. Well, what is it? This woman, my ex-wife, who I thought was the love of my life, asks me if we could attend a swingers party, and she thinks it'll benefit us if we open up our marriage. I seriously thought she was joking with me. There's no way this woman just asked me this question. This is complete, utter disrespect. It's like everything just flashed in my mind. I remember the exact moment when I let my guard down, and that's when I started to see her disrespect. When I married her, and I gave her exactly what she wanted. She felt like she had control over me, and she was going to walk all over me. Also, if you guys notice, it progressively got worse and worse, I replied. Are you joking? She said no. Remember my friend Carissa? Her and her spouses attend an adult engagement once a month, and she said that we should try it out. I think it'll be wonderful, and I think that an open marriage for us would be beneficial, babe. You know, it's not weird to do that. It's pretty normal, actually. I started asking her questions because I wanted her to say, just kidding. I said, where is the party and when is it? Oh my gosh, you're up for it. So it's in February, a day before Valentine's. So you are bringing in Valentine's, having a little fun, and Carissa and her people are going to be there. So it'll be wonderful. Then I said, so you want to open up our marriage, meaning you sleep with whomever you want and have a boyfriend, and I sleep with whomever I want and I can have a girlfriend. My ex-wife said, exactly. I looked at her and I said, it was fun while it lasted. Get the F out of my house. She told me she couldn't believe I was talking to her that way, saying that I've never cursed at her and why am I so angry? I said, you have to be freaking kidding me, right? She says, no, this is just something that's temporary and it's fun. Why are you so boring? I said, I'm going to tell you one last time, get out of my house or I will. I will. Throw you out. Her eyes got so big and I can tell she was scared. She grabbed her purse, her keys, and she left. The next day I called off work and I immediately went to go find a lawyer and I found him. He was a great guy. He really helped me out. I cried in his office. Actually, I was upset that I let my guard down. That invisible wall that she would always talk about. I took it down for her and look how she repays me. My lawyer explained how Arizona is a no-fault divorce state, meaning I can get a divorce if the judge determines that our marriage is irretrievably broken. This means that the marriage is impossible to fix and there's no reasonable chance of the couple staying together. Then there's a waiting period. There's a 60-day waiting period after filing for divorce before the court can finalize the divorce. But Arizona doesn't have a minimum marriage length for awarding spousal maintenance. So even a short marriage could result in alimony. However, the length of the marriage is a significant factor in determining how long and how much spousal support is awarded. Other factors that can affect the divorce process include the presence of children and the division of property and debt. So we didn't have debt together, no children, and she didn't fight for alimony. She did fight with me to keep our marriage. I filed immediately during the 4th month post-honeymoon. Surprisingly, she didn't contest. She agreed, that is, was amicable, but she begged in my phone to stay together. We had to wait 60 days. During that wait, she would call, text message me everything, begging me to stay with her, and yes, guys, I did block her. She was calling me from different numbers. I even had to block her family because she was calling me from my mother's number also. She'd say, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't want an open marriage with you. I don't need another man. Please, can we stop this divorce process? I want to stay with you and only you. If I can't be with you, I'm going to go hiking and I'm going to make sure I'm never found again. I will go without water and purposely get lost somewhere. I love you and only you. I ignored all of those text messages. When she called me from random numbers, by the way, I stopped answering unknown numbers. but when she called me from random numbers, I pick up and she just started going in. Please don't hang up. I love you. I love you so much. Don't leave me. Let's keep this together. Then I'll just end the call. I never replied to or spoke to her, and it was driving her crazy. We had to appear in front of the judge before finalizing. Judge asked our lawyers one more time if either one of us wanted to reconcile this marriage. Both of our lawyers said no. I looked over at her, and she was just crying. I could tell she wanted to speak so bad. The judge had to hand her over some napkins and even offered his bottled water. She could not stop crying. This is one thing I noticed with the judge as well. He seemed surprised that my ex-wife wasn't going after alimony. Even asked her lawyer why she wasn't. Now I make good money. I guess someone would say, I'd say I'm just really frugal with my money, but I know people that make millions of dollars, so my little six figures, very low six figures, aren't anything compared to some people I know. But my ex-wife only made about $35,000 a year. The judge was saying there's temporary alimony if you need it, and things like that. I couldn't believe Judge was saying this. I looked at my lawyer. My lawyer was even surprised. Afterwards, my lawyer told me that he was going to report the judge because something wasn't right about it. I couldn't remember exactly what my lawyer told me. Anyway, we were in there for about 2 hours, but the divorce was finalized. She didn't get anything. I wasn't trying to get anything from her, and we were done. When I got out, I was in the hallway talking to my lawyer, and this is when he was telling me about how the judge was being inappropriate because he should not have been trying to push her to get alimony. I thought that was so weird, but she didn't get it. She didn't even ask for it, but I was out in the hallway talking with my lawyer. She comes out with her lawyer and she runs up to me and hugs me. She's squeezing me so tight. I'm 6'4", and my ex-wife is only 5'2". So her crying got my shirt wet near the belly. I was kind of pissed off about it, but honestly, I just said I will let her cry. Let her get this out. She was saying, I love you so much. I just want to hold you one more time. I want to smell you. Please reconsider. We don't have to be married, but please take me back. I need you. I need you in my life. I love you so much. Please just think about it. Promise me you'll think about it. She started tugging on me and shaking me, getting me to answer. I pulled her hands off of me, and I walked away. That was the last time I seen my ex-wife, but that wasn't the last time I heard from her. She apparently saw me. She said she saw me, which she probably did, because I was there that morning. She saw me at Snooze. It's a breakfast restaurant. I decided to go there before work. I love their shrimp and grits. Usually if I go, I'd go on a weekend, but she said she walked in to get an order. She's working for a food delivery service now. I don't know which one, but she told me she was picking up a food order to deliver. She does it part-time to make more money. That whole text she sent me was very long. I did read through it, but then I blocked the number she texted me from. At first, I didn't know it was her until I started reading a little more and realized it was her. I could tell you guys this. I will never in my life allow my wall to come down again. I will never ever trust a woman. I will use women, but I will never trust them or be with them. Now, I'm not saying that I'm purposely going to hurt anyone or anything like that. No, I'll never get married. I'll never get into a relationship, and that's what I agree with you. True story. No marriage, no relationships. I heard that on some of your stories. I will never do it. A woman can clean for me. She can cook for me, and she can provide adult activities in the bedroom for me. Other than that, I don't need her. I don't. I never thought I'd be at this point in my life, but I absolutely do not need a woman for much of anything. Just provide me pleasure in the ways I want to be pleased, then you're gone. Sort of like the whole pay her to leave, you know what I mean? Anyway, take care. I hope the story can be useful for someone out there.
You let her in, and she said, okay, now I got him. She was going to disrespect you more and more and more. It was never going to stop. It would have gotten worse and worse if you allowed it. And you put your foot down. You said, you want a what? Open marriage? Get the fuck out of my house right now. Get the fuck out. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. Man, I'm not mad at you, dude. You did the right thing. You did the right thing. And the nerve of her to come crawling back, please, I need you. You're the love of my life. No. Go have your fun at these little swinger parties that you want to go to. Look, you want to do that. You can, I know why she wanted to stay with you. I was going to say she wants to do that. She can do it as a single person, but she liked the money that you made. She liked that you probably were paying all the bills. You know, it's ridiculous. Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments. If you want to send in a story, send it to truestorynation@gmail.com. Here, I'll put it on the screen. That's truestorynation@gmail.com. I'm going to catch you guys at the next one.